Today we are going to discuss about what are the arithmetic operators we have and what is the concatenation symbol and how it will be useful and syntax details, and coming to control statements and conditional one, which statements we are using for logical implementation. Then storage classes. These are the things we are going to discuss today, class. Coming to arithmetic operators, we have exponential form, that is a double star, multiplication star, slash is a division, plus is a addition, minus is a subtraction. In fact, this is the hierarchy. In case of any arithmetic things, expressions will be there. So how we are giving, priority, how we are going to calculate those things. First, where that exponential symbols, that means two asterisk will be there. So we will take first that one, then star, then slash, plus, minus. Like that, we can go ahead with, calculated the values for arithmetic values. Okay. So next one is concatenation. So where we are using this concatenation symbol, pipe symbol. This is a in your things. Above enter there is a key. Just shift that key. You will get this pipe symbol. So in case of any strings, so for example, name 1, that is a Ravi, name 2, Kumar. So if you want to concatenate those two things, you can write a full name and another variable. Name concatenation of symbol and name 2. Automatically that results will be Ravi Kumar. Like that, minimum, strings, we can use this concatenation. In case of more than, 4 5, then obviously we are going for built-in function, that is a string. We can discuss later. So these are the two things, and we missed last sessions. Coming to logic statements, like a control and conditional statements. We have a if statement, if condition, then statements. Just look into that one. What is the difference between COBOL and this one? If any condition here, we are writing then statement, then we can write a statements in case of one. In case of more than one statement, we should write here some do groups. That is nothing but do groups. Do, suppose here there is a more than one statement, you can write a n like this. This is nothing but do groups. If it is one statement, no need to write a do groups. Otherwise, you can write a, that is the best practice. Even sometimes compiler also will throwing a error. Okay. So here, if you see this one, if condition then statements, else statements. End of the statement is semicolon. But there is no end if. That is the difference between COBOL and PL1. In PL1, there is no end if. Just note down this point. In PL1, there is no end if statement. Here, in case of condition satisfied, then statements more than 2, 3, if you are writing something, you should maintain do groups. Do and that's all. Within do and you can write n number of statements. Like a else, then statements. Another model, so another things. If condition, then see, I already explained this one, do and. If a equal to, these multiple ifs. If it is a equal to b, then if a equal to c, then x equal to 1. Else, if then else. If else, like this is the if this is else, this if this is the else, like that you can write, I mean, if, normal if then, and do loops, I mean do groups not loops, and if, else, and if, multiple if statement, nested ifs. You can always, I mean, maintain proper lines, like, I mean, if this is the if for this, else is for this, so you can write the same line. So coming to select statement, this is equivalent to evaluate statement in COBOL. Here how it will be, syntax is select any identifier condition when or say expression and whatever things, when that value, suppose select marks, total marks, when below 50 is a third class, and 50 to 60 second class, when above 60 first class, otherwise fail. So otherwise is mandatory. And select end statements, end select is there, so select end, it is mandatory. If you are writing something, any label name, yes, you can write a end label name, so you can understand more clarity wise. Okay, this end statement is, that is the, I mean, fetching of label statement. If you are confusing about your writing the code, you can write one label before this statement. Anywhere you can write a label. There is nothing, I mean, harm for this one. Then do iterations. So different iterations we can write because of matrix multiplications and arrays operations. We are writing this iteration. Do I equal to 1 later. Do I equal to 1 to 10. That means each time I value will be 1, again 2, 3, 4, like that, because you are not given anything increment value or decrement value. So that automatically by default increment is 1. If you want to increment by 2, then automatically 1, 3, 5, 7, like that. You can write even expression also. Do k equal to 1 to 10 while something a greater than or equal to 10. Some condition. So like that, I mean, you can write, I mean, this one, and do groups already we have discussed. Do. So see, while I mean looking into the program, we can, I mean, see the different things we will discuss later. In case of meanwhile, I mean, you are looking into the my material. So you have any doubt, you can reach out to me so that I can explain what is the things. And coming to sixth one, so we have, I mean, do while and do until. Syntax is do while condition, because why I am not given, I mean, that much of already syntax, everything already I given some material. You can check with, I mean, each and everything syntaxes. If anything, I mean, please let me know. If condition, while condition, generally end or end label name, that is up to you only. Which is comfortable to you, you can write. Like, I mean, do until condition end. This mandatory. See, what is the difference between do while and do until? This is the most important thing, like, I mean, where we are using do while and do until. Yes, do while, I mean, check first time also it will check the condition, whether it is true or false. If it is a true, it will continue the loop, and again until false, it will, I mean, circulated, and it will executed, I mean, every time. So if it is false, it will come out. That is the do while. So each and every time it will check the condition. Even first time also it will check the condition. If it is true, so below do while, I mean, is there any executed statements? I mean, statements will be, it will be executed, and again coming to, again why it will check condition. If it is true, again it will come. If it is false, it is coming out of the do while loop. In case of do until, this condition, first time it is coming inside the loop, and it will check the do until condition. If it is a false, it will continue. So that is the difference. Do until always, if it is false condition, so automatically that will be executed one more time. That means looping will be continuous. If it is a true, it's come out of the loop. That is the most, I mean, difference between do while and do until. Here one more statement we are using most of time, leave, L-A, leave. Two types, I mean, leave, label. Sometimes we are writing label name, sorry, semicolon. Sometimes just simply leave. Simple difference. What is the leave label name and leave? So we know, I mean, a continuous in a next statement like that. I mean, here also, I mean, suppose if you are mentioning leave label name, that means whatever label name, that means somewhere, I mean, you are writing that label. That particular specific black, you are, I mean, control will be coming out from the specific black. If you are writing just leave, whatever current black, you are coming out of the that specific, I mean, that particular black. As a current means leave. If you want to specific, I mean, label name or black name, automatically that black it is coming out. That is control come out from the particular label name, and that means specific black. If we are writing only leave, then automatically current, which is, I mean, control will be there, that particular. I hope, I mean, clear about this one. So interview question mostly, I mean, for this do while, they will ask do while and do until differences, and select class about, I mean, select class, how it will be. That is only, I mean, they will ask, I mean, then concatenation symbol, how it will be, and that's all. I mean, most of interview times, I mean, they will ask. Today onwards, I mean, we are coming little bit important things, I mean, for PL1, so that, I mean, wherever, I mean, the interview point, anybody asking those area, so I will raise that questions, how it will. And coming to storage classes, this is very, very important about, I mean, interviews, as well as, I mean, what is the storage classes means? Space occupied in main memory. Generally, if we are specify the storage class, the storage space will be occupied in main memory to hold the data. Am I right? So it will be allocated depending on the storage classes in PLI. Which storage class you are specifying, that is based on that storage class name, it is allocated for the data name. Okay. So we have, I mean, different data storage classes. One is automatic or AU2TO, or if you are not specified, that means that it is automatic one. That means it is a default one. If you are not specifying any storage classes, that means that compiler will understand, okay, this is automatic. Next, static. Next, basic. Next, controlled. Controlled, CONTROLLED, or CTL, simple. You can write a CTL also. You can write, I mean, no need to write, I mean, totally controlled. So these are the storage classes. we can discuss about what is the automatic, what is the static when we are using. Okay. And just simply, giving explanation about this one. Generally, automatic, when variable is read, that means when you are declared the variable. So that variable, program is reading one by one or executing one by one. So before, executing this value, whatever specified storage class and data will be stored in the particular main memory. Okay, so that means that, so generally we are writing some blocks and procedures. We are writing the variable declaration part. Wherever we are declaring the variable, that place automatically it will be stored in particular spaces, how many spaces and something. So whatever declaration declare a 100 something, or a declare a fixed base, fixed binary, auto. That means that that a is space value or something. The storage class will be stored in main memory. How much space we are allocated for that variable, automatically it will be allocated. Next is static. So it is allocated before the execution because of static. It will carry throughout the execution of the program. There is no changes once we are define as a static variable. Most of the times some constant values we are defined as a statics. So once we declared, it will be carried until program end. There is no changes in between. That's the reason I am just, we refer to most of times, some constant values, pi values or something. Like that. Coming to very important storage class and different storage class is a based. Because already we discussed about, some pointers we are using in PLI. Am I right? So, I will give you some example, more, some understanding. DCL POINTR pointer or PTR. You can write anything. Here is some, then DCL A 100. Assume that fixed binary or fixed decimal. Mm, 5, 0 base. This is the syntax. So pointers means address of the another variable. So it will store address of the another variable. That is nothing but pointers. Here we can write like this based. So it is based is so this is the pointers things. We can use address built-in functions for reading any pointers things. We can use set option. Of course, locate also one more things. This is a special input statement. We can discuss later in input output session. Set option we can use. I will tell you that syntax also. That is the base and sorry. And coming to control, this is a programmer storage class, I can say, because of, so who are writing the programmer can choose wherever required the allocate the storage classes, particularly that variable. Suppose A is one variable, you want to allocate that storage classes, storage space, you can write allocate. Suppose A. That means wherever this statement will be executed, that time only A, that variable space will be allocated. you are writing something like, declare a um, fixed decimal 5 init int, just I'm giving, some 100 control or CTL or CTL. See here, see, in case of automatic, same. If you are, reading that declare a fixed decimal of 5 into 100, automatically that value, value, and that space will be allocated same statement. In case of static, that is, it will continue. So generally automatic, very anyway blocks and procedures we are declaring that time, we are giving. But in control, so not only here, if it is not, specified the space, wherever you are writing allocate and variable name, that place only, that time only, that means running time only, it will be allocated space for A. So, and wherever you require to free the space, then you can write free A. That means that programmer can choose when you want to require space allocated for that variable and when you want to free the particular variable. In case of automatic, if you specified in under black any variable, that that black, when it is reading that black, automatically specify the storage, space for that variable, and once it is come out of that black, automatically it will be released. That is the automatic or procedure or black here, wherever you are declaring that variable as a automatic, that spaces is available until that black. If static, entire program will be carried. Base, generally we can write in a pointers data type. And control, this is a pure programmer choice. You can write wherever required. You can write allocate. You want to specify. You want to free that space. You can write it like a free. Here, very interview, important interview questions generally. What are the storage classes available? What is the difference between automatic and static? And about, controlled and base. But main question is, what is the difference between defined? Already we are discussing about attributes, defined attribute. Am I right? There is, different attributes, defined, varying. I think, you remember those things? Define, varying, like, by name option. These are the, different attributes we are, already discussed. Here, what is the difference between define attribute and base? Because both are overlay. So overlay variable storage. Am I right? Both are, even based also, it overlay the variable storage. So both are same, but why we are using sometimes define and sometimes base? Not only, pointers, no. So there is a little bit difference will be there. In case of defined attribute, yes, it is overlay the variable storage. Yes, we can define. And that whatever overlay storage is permanent in define. That is the very, very important point you need to specify. In case of you are, specifying the define attribute, that means that not only overlay the variable storage, it should be a storage permanent. That storage is permanently. But in case of base, generally base variable this overlay with the locator reference. That means, pointers. The association can be changed at any time in the program, because by assigning a new value to the locator value, so always, that address will be changed. And one more point, this is the difference. And in case of, base, we can, know the address value. So address, this is the built-in function. So you always, use declare this as a built-in address, and then you can get, that value where it will be stored. That is also we can, of course, we have, another session in built-in function. There we can discuss about this built-in and syntax details also. That's very, another important one, built-in function. We have, different built-in functions like, index, substring, pseudo variables, verify. So lot of automatic things and everything we have. That we can discuss. Next session. So these are the, today, what we, thought about, the coverage. So I will, just recall the from the start. So automatic operators, concatenation. So what are the control statements we have? If condition and a normal if, and if then, and if else, and select class. I mean, and do iterations and do groups. This is the do groups, and even conditions also we can write, or do while and do until. What is the difference between do while and do until? And one more thing is leave, and another one is go to statement also there. But structure programming anywhere, any structure programming, we cannot recommend that go to statement. But unfortunately, sometimes require the go to statement. So mostly we can avoid. But if it really required, that time we can use go to statement. So control is will be going unconditionally. Just to go to label name automatically. It will go to that place. Control will be going to that label name place. Wherever label name will be there, that is X, Y, Z, automatically it will go to that statement and it will continue that flow. That is the go to statement. This is unconditional statement. There is nothing, simply go to label name. But generally any structure programming, so we cannot recommend this go to statement. Okay. So leave already we discussed. In COBOL, in continue next sentence like that. So control will be going to whenever reading the leave or leave label name, that control goes to that current block or current procedure. It will come out and it will executed after that block or procedure. And storage classes, very important things. So we have 4 different storage classes. One is automatic, static, base, control. Automatic is by default one. So whenever program is loading, automatically the storage classes will be specified and space occupied in main memory for that particular value to hold the data. That is automatic. So that once you program and load, automatically it will be allocated for that storage. But static, yes, it is allocated before the execution itself, but most of time it is constant values. It will carry until program termination. But automatic, that specific blocks, if you are declaring any variable, only that specific block. After that, once we came out that particular block or procedure, that value will be released. Or if you write any declaration in first global wise, that will be carried global wise. You can change anywhere that same, even though you can declare same name in different procedures also, because of that particular procedure, that value will be that space will be allocated and that value will be assigned to the variable. There is no syntax error. Coming to base, this pointers it refers as is we already discussed, like it's a overlaying that space. So generally we are using pointers. So how we will, so whenever you want to write use pointers, you should declare what is the pointer you are going to use. So pointer means address of the another variable. So this A is physical one. So this A address will be stored in P. That is the meaning. So how we will specify this one? Declare A100 fixed decimal. Yes, this is the example only 5 comma 0. That means that A is the variable and 100 values will be there. Fixed decimal 5 comma 0. That is the length of that one. That is the type is data type is fixed decimal and based. That is the storage class name. So what is the point where it is stored? That address will be where it is stored means point P. So if you want to know that particular address, you can write a address ADDR. Suppose you want to know that one. Suppose B equal to ADDR of. That means that wherever that A address will be there, that address will be stored in B.